It's not a sign of weakness. In the olden days, we were dependent people on our families and extended families. And we used to live with grandma, grandparents, and all that kind of stuff for many, many years. Then the time came where the shifted to say, hey, you need to be independent, which means you got to do it yourself. Be the lone wolf. Do it yourself. And if you can't do it yourself, what kind of man are you? And then we're getting into the interdependent stage. Rich people are interdependent. And there's not a weakness. Interdependency means that I'll exchange value. I have 20 goats, and you have 5 cows. We say 20 goats equal 5 cows in the olden days, and we exchange the value. And when you think of that way, you're not going to think about money's bad. You're not going to think, oh, I'm making too much money. People come to me when I'm coaching, and they go, oh, I feel so bad. I don't think I'm worth $500 an hour. I said, it's not the $500 you have to think about. It's a value you gave for $500. I charge CEOs, international lawyers, high-end brokers, and all the people for 90 minutes, $1,000. They say, we have this problem. Can you help us solve this? And that's all I do. And before, during my speech, I said, you're going to learn how to make money as a coach or a mentor. So first thing I want to tell you is that I had problems saying to people, I'll be your coach, and then you got to pay me. Are there any people in this, right here, right now, that somebody came to them and asked for advice, any advice, ever in their life? Awesome. If you give free advice, you're a good coach. Okay? But you're not monetizing it. You're not exchanging value anymore. You're just giving value. And it's okay to give value to your friends, like close friends and your family. I'm talking about, let's go out and make some money. So one day, about 7, 8, maybe 8 years ago, this guy comes to me and says, Sunil, I'm buying this multi-unit, which was like 12 or 20 units or something like that. What do you think? And those days, I was giving free advice. So I said, oh, the numbers look good and everything's beautiful. So he says, okay. And I don't hear from him for 3 months. In the meantime, I go to Brampton, and one office, I rented a tiny little office, because somebody told me you should have an office, so I said, okay, fine. So I had an office, and I pretended there was a receptionist, but there was none for a while. It was me who was doing all the work. And I picked up the phone, I faxed, I used to fax stuff, still used to lick envelopes and send out the packages to people, like physical packages. So, phone rings, I pick it up, and the guy says, hey, it's Joe. I said, hey, Joe. He goes, I said, hey, I haven't heard from you. 3 months ago you came to me, and what happened? He goes, oh yeah, that property, I'm at the lawyer's office. I said, that's awesome. I said, and? He goes, I can't sign. I said, what do you mean you can't sign? Like, your pen's not working, pen's not working. Like, what do you mean you can't sign? He goes, I can't sign. I said, why? He goes, can you come over and just look it over one more time and just tell me that it's a good deal or not? I said, oh, you can't sign because you're scared. He goes, yes. And I heard myself say, well, I'm running a business here. If I had to leave the entire office, my entire business, and come to you, you're going to have to pay me. I couldn't even, I thought, you know how silence is only seconds, but I thought it was like a minute? That's what I felt, right? I'm like, oh man, maybe I should have just said blah, blah, blah. And he goes, how much? Now what do you do? I thought he was going to say no and we hang up and that was the end of it, right? I said, I heard myself. $5,000? Silence. Now, we stop right here. Why do you think I chose $5,000? How much do you think I made per month? Take home. $5,000 as a couple. So, but at that point, I did not know this. My subconscious is playing games with me. My conscious mind saying, just say $5,000. So I said $5,000. He goes, okay. I should have gotten a speeding ticket that day. Because I hung up, I headed down there, and a half an hour ride was almost a 20-minute ride. I get to the and I'm wearing t-shirts, by the way, because You know, somebody has to tell me that, look, you're in business, you should wear a shirt and something like that. I used to walk to an office with my jeans and t-shirt because I really did not know what business, like I just, you know, I didn't know. So now I'm driving to the lawyer's office, and everybody, the agents and all that, they look like superstars. And I walk up, and the guy says to the lawyer who's closing, here's my mentor. And I said to myself, I'm his mentor? Do we need a license for being a mentor? I didn't know. Right? You don't, by the way. So I said, okay. So he goes, here's the paperwork. And I looked at the paperwork. It was the same. Basically, he wanted me to look at the actual income statement, or did he miss any expenses? Did it does it make sense and all that? And this is what I said to him. I said, if you don't sign, I will. He signed. I got the fastest $5,000 that I've ever made. And that was the beginning of my mentoring program, where I made millions of dollars being a mentor to people. Because without me, that guy would have made $55,000 that he was buying the property below market value and cash flowing property. He may have stopped, I wouldn't have signed it, and because of me. And at that time, I wasn't thinking all that about him. I was just saying $5,000, $5,000, $5,000. When somebody else came to me after that, it was, okay, I'll give it to you for 50% off. I'll give you $2,500, and let's just make it, and stuff like that. They calculated my worth, $50 an hour, $100 an hour, and all that kind of stuff. It took me a long time to prove to myself that I'm worth it, because I'm providing a solution, not just my time, okay? And I just want to tell you that all of you, if you are in the business, can be a mentor. And the reason why you need or should be a mentor is because it's the education that sells. It's the education that sells. Education sells, because if people are educated and they know what's going on, and you're transparent with them, and you're truthful to them, and you do what you say. Now, I stand out because a lot of times in our business, people say one thing and do another, and they think that's normal. So let them think that. Why don't we do what we say? Like, let's go back to 100 years and just be truthful. And it's not technically, or it says in the contract, no, what? Let's just do benefit to your client. That's it. Okay? None of this technical stuff and all that stuff. No, we need contracts and we need all that stuff. I understand that. But the truth is, if you take care of your clients like crazy, they will come back to you. And then you then, on the other hand, connect with center of influence, who then will then open the doors for you. We're going to connect you to their connections, because that's the value. That's the value. Center of influence not only brings money, they bring clients, they bring connections, they've opened the doors that you wouldn't have access to. And what if you spend time, energy, money building relationship with them? And that's going to help you. Now, if you are not a business person, you go to work, you come home, you go to work, and you want to make money in real estate, you still want to have the right person to work with. So you need to hunt the right people. So if you are a person who's looking for a mentor or a coach or somebody that helps you, you basically say, I need to find the right person that I admire, that has done what I want to do. Not somebody who read the book and said, let me just tell you how it is. See, if you're going to go lose weight, go to a person who has lost weight and looks like they are in good health. If you're going to go to a person who teaches you how to make money, go to the person who's done it and follow them and connect with them. And that's how you make money at the end of the day. The main thing to understand is that you being an average person, perhaps there's nobody in here that is less educated in business, in marketing, in real estate when I started. So there's no excuse that, okay, well, you can do it now, but then you couldn't have done it. Well, I did. I did it. You write, you brainwire yourself for success by affirmations, by visualization, by doing things that support you. Before you go to sleep, this is one thing that I did that, if you don't want to do anything else, there's one thing that I did to brainwire myself. And that is this. I created a hypnosis program just for me. And if you don't believe it or believe it, it doesn't matter. Just buy a hypnosis program, and before you go to sleep, please don't watch news. Because news is hypnotizing you for certain things that you don't want. You go to sleep with these little images at night. And then you get up in the morning, and some people, first thing they do is they turn on the radio and they want to listen to the news again. And the news is the reverse hypnosis. The billboards, the newspapers, and all those stuff, they're reverse hypnosis because that's what sells. So why don't you, if you know billboards work, why don't you make one for yourself? I don't want billboard to buy your shitty hamburger. Why not just put down I make $1 million and that's your billboard? Why not have that stuff? So hypnosis program, I couldn't find the one I want, so I said, okay, you know what? There's few things that I needed for it. There's one thing that stops everybody from being rich, or wealthy, or successful, or happy. What is that? Sorry? Who said fear? Fear. Absolutely. Okay? I used to tell in big stages, I say, hey, there's 4-letter word and starts with F. What do you think is stop? And people start thinking some of this stuff. It's fear that stops you. So I got a hypnosis program that says closed eyes and open eye hypnosis program that kills your fear. And you just listen to it. That's it. You just listen to it. And the first few times you listen to it, you won't even, you go, what the hell? What am I listening to? Just don't, it doesn't cost you anything. Just go to sleep with it and listen to it. And if you fall asleep and it's still playing, let it play. And then when you get up in the morning, on my cell phone, I did it today. I get up in the morning, I play the one, Attract Millions. So I have a hypnosis program that I made that says kill fear and attract millions. So when it's closed eye, when it's open eye. Closed eye is just before you go to sleep. Just if you have a partner that doesn't want to hear, then you put your headphones on. If not, you can do it without the headphones. And you just play it and go to sleep. You're tired, you worked really hard that day and all that stuff. You just play. And what if 2 minutes later you fall asleep? It's okay. It's still listening. Your subconscious mind is still listening. And then when you get up in the morning, what you do is you put your alarm 10, 15 minutes before you normally get up. And then when the alarm goes off, you turn off the alarm, you punch the button that says Attract Million Hypnosis on your cell phone or your laptop, and you just play it, and then go back to sleep. But you're not sleeping, but you're still listening. Okay? So you're not even doing anything. You can't even say, well, I have no time. Well, there's a time. You can do it. And then what happens is the day that you don't listen to it, what happens? It's like the seatbelt. What happens? You miss it. You're like, what? Something's wrong today. You know, I should listen to it. And listen to it 60 days in a row. The day you miss it, it starts day one again. So you listen to it 15 days, and you miss like 16, the 17 days, day one again. And just listen to it. And sometimes it will happen right off the bat, and sometimes it will take months to happen. So hypnosis is to brainwire yourself for success. Then you be amongst the people that you're in right now that want to do similar stuff. Because your environment changes you. If I was to send you to jail for 5 years in beautiful real estate facility, you will change. It doesn't matter how strong you are, they'll change. If there were 100 people in here and they were all limping, and you were the only one who wasn't limping, after a while you're going to be like this. You attract the energy from the people that you associate with. So why not be this most of the time? So what I said to myself, once a month, I'm going to be in this environment, doesn't matter where. Just go to the environment where it's success, money, happiness. Just go down there and you meet the right people, because what's happening is, let's say there's 8 million people enrolled in the horseshoe. Those 8 million people are saying, you're stupid. You can't do it. This is all scam. What do you mean you need a coach? Are you stupid? What do you need a coach for? Real estate is a scam. You're going to lose money. Let me tell you a story about somebody lost money, blah, blah, blah. And what happens is, if you want the negativity, do nothing. It's happening to you. If you want the positivity, you actually have to work at it to attract. So when you're amongst the right people, what happens is, together, let's say there's 60 or 70 people right now. 60 people individually, other places, don't have the same power as you guys together right now. So you're actually picking up stuff from each other, even if you're not talking to each other. So if you can be here or any training once a month, it will help you a lot. It will change your life. It will make you happier. It's going to be more positive and successful to be happening to you, and you're going to meet the right people to help you. If you walk around and all your friends tell family members say, "Hey, what are you doing?" You tell them, "Boom, boom, boom." Say, "Oh, wow, you're doing all that stuff. Awesome, that's great. I can't believe you're doing it. Go for it." That means you're going the wrong way. That means you're going the wrong way. If people come to you and say, "What are you, crazy? Why do you go there? Are you stupid? You can't do it." You're going the right way. You're going the right way if the regular people tell you that you're going the wrong way. Think about that. If you want the regular results, do what the regular people do. If you want outstanding results, do what the outstanding people do. As simple as that. When I went to, I'll give you a story after that. Do what the successful people do, and find people who are smarter, more successful than you. If you're in the room, should you be the smartest person in the room or dumbest person in the room?
Dumbest.
Be the dumbest person in the room. I tell you, when I wasn't successful, I would never believe that. I would say that I am the smartest person, and I would have friends who are not as smart as I am and not as successful as I am. Because I wanted to be right. I'm the man, I'm the right guy. What I say, I'm right. So, if you're writing something down, you can either be right or you can be rich. You can either be right or you can be rich. That's the way it is. Now, if you're right all the time and you're making millions of dollars, then keep doing what you're doing. But if you're not, say to yourself, either I'm right or I'm rich. And I got to find successful people who are rich to help me. So, this is a break.
There you go.
Oh, okay, there it is. So I just want to tell you, I own one of the largest clubs in Canada now. It's called Private Investment Club. And I'm not going to say too much about that right now. That's not the venue. But just to let you know, what ended up happening was people said to me, "You became so successful. And does anybody know by the end of the year how many properties I bought and sold?" First year.
70?
80?
70?
60? 70? Did you say 1,000? I love you. I like this girl.
100.
77 properties the first year, and I did not make $1 million. I made $980,000. Is that good? You guys can clap. Yeah. Once I did that, people came to me and said, "Hey, you should open a real estate club." I said, "What is a real estate club?" He said, "Oh, where people meet." I said, "Oh, well, it's not me." He goes, "No, you got to do it." So people that I helped make money, we met again and again, and one day I got really upset, and I said, "Okay, I'll open the real estate club." "All right, so who's going to be teaching them?" They said, "You." "Sure, me." "So I'm going to teach adults how to make money from a stage." "Yeah, no. So then that was another hurdle, and then the first day that I walked out to the stage, once again I thought bombs should fall off because everybody's come to see me and I'm going to teach them how to make money. And I had no notes. I had nothing like that. It was coming right from here. And I turned around. The moment that I turned around the first time, I realized I was a public speaker. And it was all because I had to do it. I had my back against the wall. There's no choice for me to do it. Oh, working really hard in Florida. I just went there to do due diligence on my properties. My wife, Sangeeta. And if you haven't seen $1 million in cash, $100 bills, here it is for you. And what's even better is that it's American dollars, so